Hi, this is Supervisor Ed Romaine, and you're watching Government at Work on Channel 18. Welcome to Coffee with the Supervisor. My guest today is Mike Bailis, who is from SUNation. SUNation is a solar company dedicated to putting solar on commercial and residential units to make them more energy efficient. His company was selected through a competitive bid process with NYSERDA, the New York State Energy and Research Authority, and the Town of Brookhaven to offer solar. Mike, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about our program, which we're calling Solarize Brookhaven. It's not new. They have one in Huntington, Solarize Huntington. They have one in Southampton, Solarize Southampton. Tell us what that program is all about, how you guys got involved, and what it means to eventually the consumer.
Great. The Solarize program is a program that is, of course, sponsored by NYSERDA, and the program is designed to provide a high level of awareness to homeowners within the community and provide an economic savings by doing bulk purchasing. This program has been very effective now in the state, and I believe they actually are going to continue this program. And the goal, of course, is to get a large group of people in a relatively short period of time and get some economies of scale. You know, solar has had this misunderstanding that it's very expensive, and as a result of this program, we're bringing and driving the costs down to make it more cost effective for homeowners to take advantage of it.
And the state took this initiative under Governor Cuomo and New York State Energy and Research Authority. They decided to push this forward. We as a township said, yeah, we're very interested in participating. We'd love to see the prices come down, but this not only benefits your company, but it benefits everyone in solar, but particularly your company for this program.
Right.
Okay. And we had our first meeting. We had a few people come here for our first meeting a few weeks ago, and we're having our next meeting on October 10th, right here. That's a Saturday, in Town Hall at 10 o'clock. And we will go over, is it 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock?
I believe it's 10.
10 o'clock. And we will go over the program again for everyone that's interested, because with this program, you will explain how the benefit works, what the cost is, and as you said, since it's in bulk, the costs have come way down, and you know how you could finance that. Now,
Right.
Tell us a little bit about financing the purchase of these things.
You know, again, the misunderstanding is that solar is expensive, and in reality, the funding programs that are now sponsored through the state, through NYSERDA, is called on-bill financing.
Right.
On-bill financing, basically, the way that works is you borrow the money, which is available through the state at a relatively low interest, around 3.5%, and this is funded over a 10 or 15-year period, keeps your payments down. In fact, part of the reason it's cost effective is because the payments must be lower than the amount of money that it saves you. So you're generally cash flow positive from day one.
So by installing this, getting a low interest loan, if you don't have the money up front, getting a low interest loan, you know that under this program, at the end of the day, you're going to have more money, not less money.
Correct.
Even paying off the loan, your energy cost is going to be reduced greater than the cost of the loan.
Correct.
So this is what you mean by cash positive.
Absolutely.
You can't lose on this one.
Can't lose on it, and it shows it right on your electric bill because you pay for it on your bill.
Right.
So there'll be another line item on your electric bill. It'll say repayment of loan. You'll see all the other charges, if not disappear, go down significantly. It's 50, 70, 80, 90%, and then this one line item to offset that. But the difference is you're now, instead of just giving that money to the utility company for the electricity that you used, you're now investing that money in your home. You're generating equity in your property. You're increasing property value.
Let me emphasize that. You are emphasizing the fact that putting these solar panels on adds to the value of your home because you have a renewable energy. We in the town of Brookhaven turn a blind eye to that because for the first 15 years, your home doesn't get reassessed so you're not going to be paying any extra taxes, property taxes, as a business or as a homeowner. You're not going to be paying any extra taxes because you put solar panels on your house.
That's right. And again, this is fairly commonplace, but it's not a requirement.
Right.
The town has opted in for this program, and that's great for the individual homeowners in the town of Brookhaven. So they save energy, they don't have an increase in taxes, and it becomes more affordable. I mean, we know that home ownership is so important to people. It's their goal. Most people don't want to rent, they want to own. Owning a solar system and putting it on your home and increasing equity, that's all a good thing. It's been documented throughout the areas where solar is even more prevalent, like in California, that home values are 2 to 3, 4% higher by having a solar system. I mean, anyone buying a home today that shows a utility bill of 0 or close to 0 is more encouraged to buy that home than the one next door that has a $200 or $300 electric bill.
No question about it, particularly with the rates for PSE&G and LIPA increasing every year. People are saying, oh, what can I do? This is one way, not only homes, but businesses. You deal with businesses too.
Absolutely. We've been installing commercial systems for many years. We've installed some of the largest systems all over Long Island. We recently completed a project that was one of the second largest commercial privately owned systems on a company called the Perfume Center. Unfortunately, not in the town of Brookhaven, but still,
okay.
It was a great installation, and the business is probably going to save 90 to 95% of their power. I mean, from a business perspective, electricity costs are hugely expensive, and solar is a long-term solution to manage those costs.
No question about it. And look, we'll be very honest. In the town of Brookhaven, we're very interested in. We joined with the state in pushing this program and working with SUNation, because not only does it help the homeowner with their daily costs of electricity or energy, but it helps save the planet because you're producing less greenhouse gases. This is a renewable energy. It's something we're very interested in promoting in the town of Brookhaven.
Oh, this is a feel-good story. I mean, we just recently spent 3 or 4 days with the Pope visiting,
right.
And one of his big issues is doing the right thing, being sustainable. We're stewards of the earth.
Right.
We have to leave the earth in as good, if not a better condition as what we left it for our children and our children's children. If we don't do that, it's just gonna get worse. So this is the message from the Pope. It's the message that we should always be focusing on. How do we make our lives better? This is a way to do it.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, we don't want to think that because we have to turn on the lights, we have to look at the smokestacks and all the smoke that is clogging our atmosphere. This is a renewable energy that doesn't produce emissions. Now, some people say, well, you know what? If I put that on my roof, how do I know that I'll get the maximum benefit? You guys do evaluations.
Right, we do a full assessment. We under very strict guidelines through the state, through the NYSERDA program. There is a small amount of rebate money that's presently available, not for long, but it is available now. And under those guidelines, we have to follow certain criteria and demonstrate that the system makes economic sense, that it's going to produce what we promise it's going to produce.
Right. So if you have a lot of shade trees, maybe not as good as someone having a full shot of the southern sky, so to speak.
Right. But even a house that has some shade, it's not the end of, it's not the end game.
Right.
Homes don't have to have perfect applications. They don't have to be perfectly situated in an open field facing south.
Right.
The cost of systems actually have come down so much that marginal installations, east and west applications with shallower pitch roofs, with minimal amount of shading, work almost as well as a house facing south with a little bit of shade. So don't be discouraged if you don't think you have a perfect application. If you have sun on your roof, consider it. We can do an initial site evaluation right over the phone. We look at the Google Earth satellites, and we can tell you whether you have a decent application or not. And if it's a modification that you need, like a tree needs to be removed or trimmed down, we can tell you right on the phone.
That's great. So if people wanted to reach out to SUNation, what's the number?
Well, you can call us, of course, immediately at 631-750-9454. Of course, you can sign up online on our website at www.sunnationsolarsystems.com. That's SUNation with one N. Of course, you can always start off with the Brookhaven website and go right to the Solarize Brookhaven website and sign in there, and we'll, of course, get that information. It'll get to us. Like I said, you can come direct, or you can go through the Brookhaven Town program. And even if you don't go through the program directly, if you're a Town of Brookhaven resident, you, of course, immediately qualify and will be registered under that program. And the rebates that will be available if a certain number of people do sign up for the program is up to $1,000 after all the systems have been installed. So that's a significant amount of money coming back to you as a reward for being part of this group purchase.
Which is, I have to say, a tremendous incentive. Now, are there federal or state tax credits for installing?
Absolutely. Again, this is part of reallocating money that you're already spending. The federal government has basically said, look, 30% of that cost, put it into your home instead of sending it to us. We've got...
So that's like a tax credit that you can take on your income tax.
Correct. It's a dollar-for-dollar saving, and the state has the same program. It's 25% with a maximum of $5,000. So between the federal and the state government tax credits, as well as the incentives, probably about 60% or more of the system is covered by money that is allocated by the government to put a system in. So, and with the funding mechanisms that are in place right now, you can get a system installed, virtually no out-of-pocket investment. We have what we call bridge loans available to clients so that they can borrow the money for short periods of time till they get the tax credit money back. So when they get the tax money, they pay off those notes. So without any out-of-pocket investment, you can get solar on your home.
And you work throughout the year?
Absolutely, year-round. If we have to shovel snow off a roof, we do it. We've been doing this for 13 years. We have some of the most experienced, qualified installers on Long Island. I've got some installers that have installed 400 or 500 systems. We've got the crews to do it. The mechanisms by the process that we have to go through, I've got a staff that's dedicated to do everything for you. You don't have to do a thing. We file the permits. We file the applications. We file the interconnection agreements with PSE&G. It's all handled by our staff. We don't subcontract anything. These are experienced, qualified people that have been trained to do this. The installers all have factory training and constantly upgrading. We're always looking to improve and increase our capability. So the installation department, I mean, one of the things that we're looking at now, we just had a conversation with the permitting department to try to figure out how to streamline this and make it faster. The goal for us is to be able to have a turnaround time from the time someone says, put a solar system on my home to the time they're reaping the benefits is 5 or 6 weeks.
That's fantastic. And I know town bureaucracy can be frustrating at times, but what we did with solar permits, as you know, we only accept them digitally.
That's right.
And then we have them reviewed digitally, so we try to get a turnaround time of 3 or 4 days, depending on volume, to get that around, because we're interested in promoting solar. Let me ask you, you talked about snow on the roof. How does snow on the roof affect these panels?
Well, of course, if the systems do get snow on them, they're not going to work. Just like a cloudy day like we're having today, unfortunately, it rains. I look at that as an opportunity. I turn it around and says, in life, we have to have some rain, right? Because rain produces what? Flowers and plants and things. Well, the rain that we get, the snow, helps clean the solar modules. It's the solar cleaning day. And that means that when it is sunny out, the systems perform even better.
Let's talk about hurricanes. Hurricanes or heavy winds don't affect most of these solar panels. From what I've read, these solar panels are so well installed by yourself and other companies that they are very unlikely to be damaged by heavy winds.
Absolutely. The racking systems that the manufacturers have designed are designed for mile-per-hour ratings of 120 miles or higher. Even in the most recent hurricanes that we've had, like Sandy, the sustained winds, gusts were about 95. That was nowhere an issue. In that storm that we recently had coming through the north of Brookhaven here, with tornado-type winds, again, didn't lose a single module. These systems are secured directly to the roof joist. They're sealed properly with flashing systems. Again, I'm never going to tell you nothing's ever going to happen, because anything can, but historically, we've got thousands and thousands of modules installed on roofs. Not a one has been blown off a roof because of a windstorm.
So you can cut your energy bill significantly. You don't have to, you're not going to get reassessed by the town. It adds to the value of your house, particularly if you're going to sell your house down the road, because obviously it has renewable energy on it. It is something that can be done in a matter of a few weeks from beginning to end. You start reaping the benefits. You get a federal and state tax credit for this. I mean, why would we not want to do this?
You know, Supervisor, I've been asking myself that question for 13 years since I've been involved in this. It's a no-brainer to me. You know, we go out there, educate clients every single day. And, you know, the one thing that our clients say to us after they get the system in, and I've gotten these responses back, how great we've done it, they all say the same thing. I wish I had done it sooner.
Right.
They all want to have said, geez, I should have this years ago. And you know what? I wish they did too, but you know what? There's still so many customers out there, so many potential opportunities. You know, they've demonstrated that there's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of over 100,000 opportunities out there. We've only done about 15 or 20,000 of them. There's plenty left to do, and we're in this for the long run. You know, we're investing in a new building. We're going full steam ahead. I've doubled the business in the past year. We expect to do another 50% increase in 2016. I'm adding crews, I'm adding people. I'm very, very excited and bullish on this program. You know, in the meeting that we just came from, you know, they were talking about how since around 2003 or 4, we've had a relatively difficult growth period.
Right, kind of a flat period.
Right, and during that time, all we've done is grown. We've grown during the times when things weren't growing that well.
You're the new green economy that we talk about all the time, and the green jobs that sometimes is mentioned. I think this is a great program. The reason that Brookhaven is in it, I'm sure Huntington, Southampton, some of the other towns that participate in solarized programs with the state of New York and NYSERDA, is because this is a way to help our residents save money. This is a way to cut the greenhouse gases. This is a way to really make a difference in our environment and in our pocketbooks. So I cannot thank you enough, Ms. Bailis, for coming on. I cannot thank SUNation enough for participating. And we look forward to working with you.
Well, we're grateful too, and we look forward to many years of doing this for you.
And we will put some contact information up on how you can participate in the Solarize program. You know, hopefully it will come right under the screen and people will learn about it. Thank you so much for being on, Mike.
Thank you very much.